Oh my God. Ali the Misrael. Oh, let me see what this band looks like. Ali. This is going to be a two-parter. I've decided now. So originally this was going to be just a TikTok video, but I thought it would be more fun if I made it an actual full YouTube video, simply for the fact that there are a huge list of different visual kei bands here that I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with. So I was like, let me just do this on YouTube and then do a TikTok version, which is going to be significantly shorter. In this version, I'm going to be giving a very, very brief one sentence, or sometimes even a couple words, I guess, description of how I felt about these bands. And the way I got this band list is I made a video on TikTok. I'll show it here. The visual kei band that you like is not slept on. They only have 4 songs. They only have 4 songs. They were only around for a couple of years. Of course, nobody can find them. They only existed for 2 milliseconds. 2 milliseconds. How known was your band going to be really if they only made 4 songs in their entire career? You guys can go watch it. I'll put the link to the actual TikTok in the description, but I have a list of 34 bands that people talked about in that comment section. Some of the bands I was familiar with, some of the bands I was not familiar with, right? So I just made a list of all of it and just put a simple yes, no, maybe, perhaps. The main point to remember is this is going to be super simple. I'm not going to go too in depth unless I had a super in-depth thought about the actual band, which most of them I didn't. This is 34 bands, guys. I'm not going to remember everything that I thought about them upon listening to the music, but I did put a short description, in some cases like a couple words. I think it's going to be a fun video to make, so that's what we're doing. If you are new here, my name is Savette. I talk about visual kei, among other things. Welcome. If this is your first time seeing my video, you can subscribe if you like my video and watch some others first. And definitely like this video if you do like it, if you think it's fun. Leave a comment if you recognize some of these bands and you think I should change my opinion and maybe listen to, I don't know, the 3rd song they've made instead of the first 2, because a lot of these bands only have a few songs. For some of them, I listened to everything. I marked them how I felt upon listening to them. I don't think I went back and re-listened to anything. Very few of these groups are super popular. But yeah, let's get started. I also have my laptop here too, so I can actually see a picture. You guys will see it on the screen. I think I'm gonna put it here. Maybe I should slide over. So I have space to put like whatever picture of the band on this side. Some of these bands also, as much as it pains you guys, it doesn't affect me. I'm gonna struggle to say these bands' names. I'm gonna struggle to say these bands' names. If you're on TikTok and seeing the shortened version of this video, I'm not saying nobody's name because I don't want to be corrected. So let's start. The first band we have is Sai no Hako Niwa. Sai no Hako Niwa. 31 85 20. I put yes for this band. Let me actually look at the picture. See, I'm already forgetting. Just pulled up the picture. This band looks super duper cool. What I wrote about them is disbanded, nice vocals, catchy songs. Vocalist moved on to a new group that is not as good. I put things in like brackets that I wanted, not even that I wanted to say because I didn't know I was going to be making this video. I just put things in brackets so I would have a good idea why I put yes or no. For this band, I put yes. Next band is Amadeus. I actually looked this up before filming. Amadeus. Yeah. Before I was saying I don't even remember what I was saying before. Amadeus is the name of this band. What I put in brackets: neoclassical, vampire music, accompanying female vocals. If I'm not mistaken, with this band, there were female vocals accompanying. Limited information, guys. Limited information. Let me actually look at what they look like. I'm trying to see if this band had just female vocalists or just accompanying female vocals in the background, because I think I was listening to a visual kei band that had 2 female vocalists And yes, there were female vocals alongside the already female vocals. I put yes. So Amadeus was a yes. I put yes that I enjoyed the music. All the bands that I put yes for, I'm going to revisit at some point and hopefully become more knowledgeable about, depending on how much I like them my second time around. This was very brief. This is me at work listening to tracks, just going straight for yes, no, maybe. Let's move on. Oh my God. Ali the Misrael. Oh, let me see what this band looks like. Ali. This is going to be a two-parter. I've decided now. What I put for this band, I put kinda. It says catchy one song. I don't know if that's actually true, or maybe when I was at work, I could only find one song from this band. I think I said earlier in this video that I don't care if I say a band's name incorrectly, but apparently I do because I keep looking up how to say the band's name. There's no way. However you pronounce their name, I put catchy, one song, and I put kinda. So kinda means I'll have to go back and listen to them again. What I probably heard was okay, but not super impressive. That's what kinda means. It's to be determined at a later date if I like their music. However many songs that they have, because they have to have more than one song. I'm just assuming I was wrong. Next band is byyyeee 88. So I put super yes for this band, and let me see if I can find a picture. I should actually be commenting on these bands' appearance. Like the first band, the Saino Haku Niwa. Yeah, that band looked really, really cool. Reminder that I'm facing this way because my laptop is this way. So for this band, byyyeee 88, super yes. And the only thing I have in brackets is synthesizer voice, loud K. I put synthesizer voice because sometimes I'm not in the mood for voices that are like super edited. I don't know if that makes sense. Loud K, I actually am not a big fan of. When I was looking at the description of it, because I'm seeing different types of K everywhere I look. Before it was just visual K and like Oshare K, but what's the other one with the almost like traditional Japanese outfits mixed in? That one I've been hearing. Kote, is that Kote? See, I don't like it. I just say visual K for everything because ain't nobody got the time. Anyways, Loud K. I don't think I'm a fan of Loud K in particular, but this band did catch my attention. That's the first super yes on this list. I kind of like their style. They look like regular people. The next band, Balalaika. The next band is called Balalaika. I put nothing special, just personal preference. Vocalist was okay, didn't stand out too much. Let's see what this band looks like because damn. Kind of mean. Balalaika. Yeah. Maybe I put just personal preference because I felt bad putting nothing special. I put kind of no. So I didn't put flat out no. If you like Balalaika, Balalaika. Next band on my list is Baby Kingdom, which I have heard of Baby Kingdom. I just didn't know anything about them. I put yes. Vocals aren't my favorite, but music is catchy, colorful, and fun. Aw, a complete sentence. That gives me a good idea of my thoughts during the time versus some of the stuff I have on this piece of paper. I don't know what I was talking about. How was that work? Oh, wow. Yeah, I liked them. I remember. I thought they were really cool looking. I liked their concepts. Although maybe not this particular concept, but other things I've seen from Baby Kingdom have been pretty cool. I listened to quite a bit of their music. I thought it was pretty good, so I put yes. So the next band I have on this list is a band that I really, really ended up enjoying, and I'm just going to call them Botsu, hashtag Botsu. I don't know if you just say hashtag or I don't. I'm saying Botsu for now. They were one of the more impressionable bands out of the 32. Let's pull up a picture of Botsu. Hashtag Botsu. Oh yeah, I really liked them. Like almost every single band I see is always super cool looking, so I always run out of words to describe what I'm seeing, but I really, really like their look. Let me read the brackets. This is why we're sticking to the brackets, because it's just me struggling to recall how I felt when I know my memory is not the best. I put like vocalist, catchy songs, diverse music, stylish red theme from Fukuoka. Why did I put from Fukuoka? Like, they are from Fukuoka, but I don't know why that was significant to me. Maybe because I felt like I wanted to look into more bands from that part of Japan, since they caught my attention so much. Anyways, Botsu is a super yes. Like vocalists, catchy songs, diverse music, stylish red themes. That must have been from the first PV that I watched from them. I remember them having a MV that was red. Yeah, we're gonna stop now. You know what's crazy is a lot of times I'll like script and bullet point my videos. So usually when I'm making videos like this and I'm like all over the place, it's because I haven't scripted or bullet pointed my videos, because I'm a far better writer than I am speaker. And that's why this video is going to be split into two, because I'ma just yap, and the yap is gonna go places. Shanty. Shanty. That's ya. Yeah, that's ya. Shanty. I'm seeing the ya and it's throwing me off. I put yes for this group. Common vocals. What does that mean? What does that mean, Savette from 3 weeks ago? What does that mean? Let's look them up. Chanty. Okay, where you at? I spelled their name wrong on here. That's what? Chanty. No, that's definitely ya. Oh, wow. Yeah, I do remember them. I really liked them. Oh man, I was gonna read the brackets before spilling the beans, but this is what I said about them since I've already gotten started. Common vocals, lovely background music, reminds me of Deem Leem, great PV quality. Reminds me of Deem Leem. That's a big statement. I hope I was in my right mind when I said that, because I do like Deem Leem a lot, despite them not being around anymore. They're a newer group, if I'm not mistaken. Sometimes I'd be saying that and I'd be hella wrong. I'd be like, yeah, they're a newer group. And group's been around for 10 years. That's what I said about Zaza when I first started listening to them. I was like, oh, they must be new. Boy, was I wrong. While I am looking them up, did you guys know that my reward for recording this video is taking a nap? Like, I was gonna take a nap in the middle of setting up because I was super frustrated. I was like, you know what? Things are not working out. Screw this. And I looked at the time and I was like, oh my God, I have time to sleep. Let me take a nap. And I was like, no, Savette, make the nap a reward for you recording. So here we are. 2013. And that's why we love the internet. Chanty is an active visual K band in Tokyo. They are part of the Art K. What the heck is that? You know what? They're part of the Art K and Shido K. Shido K I know what that is. Shido K subgenres. They have been active since 2013. Damn. Okay. So Chanty is not a new group, and I'm sure at this point some of you guys are screaming through the screen that they are not new. And I'm wrong, and that's okay. Even if I've already listened to some of the songs, which I did not write down the songs I listened to, because that would have been too big of a task for me to do. This video would have never been made. But if you guys have songs you feel like I should hear from any of the bands that I put yes to, tell me them. If I put no, don't waste your time. I'm not going back. I didn't just listen to them passively. I actually tried to concentrate on how I felt about the songs and stuff. But yeah, Chanty, I like them. Why did I say they remind me of Deem Leem? I wonder if it was like concept, maybe this picture. I don't know. That's kind of odd. The next group that I listened to was Clothway Doll. For this group, I put kinda. I put refreshing female voice, catchy riffs, old goth. Old goth is not necessarily true, but that was kind of the vibe that they were giving off. And refreshing female voice probably means that I will go back and listen to them more thoroughly at some point. A lot of times I can have some issues listening to girl bands because I like a deeper type of voice. And a lot of times the girl will have maybe sometimes, I'm saying maybe sometimes because I'm trying to choose my words carefully because I don't want people to misconstrue what I'm saying. Like, oh, Savette hates female-led visual K bands. It sometimes seems like there's a blueprint for how female vocalists are supposed to sound in a lot of different genres in Japan. It's really hard for me to find a voice that is unique but not too high. I have the same issue with high-pitched voices in male-fronted bands as well, but there's just so many of them. There's like an illusion of variety, especially when you're thinking of what's accessible online to foreign visual K fans, right? I don't know what it is, but with this band, refreshing female voice, they look really cool. If I'm not mistaken, it was really difficult finding pictures for this group. That's why I have this. And this is all I have. The next group is Cell Share. I put very old band. Let me look at the picture I have for them. Because if I put very old band, that's probably because I saw some pictures that look like, oh yeah, man, that's definitely old. That is some old, that's some old quality pictures right there. This is from byyyeee. Thank God for them, you know. What I put for Cell Share is very old band, old school feel, catchy instrumentals, nostalgic feel for a time I wasn't alive. Aw, the music must have felt extremely nostalgic for a time I wasn't alive. And I put yes. I put yes for them. Sometimes I'm really in the mood for like old school visual K. It comes and it goes. I think there's a point where I've listened to too much of it and it's not what you would think. It's not like lunacy. It's more like bisexual, because I reviewed some of Bisexual's albums on here at one point. That's the sound that I'm talking about when I talk about an old school feel, which isn't just specific to visual K. Like there's a lot of old Japanese music that has that kind of vibe. Croix Alcine? Crikey. I don't think I've ever said crikey. We're gonna look this up. Second visual K band of Kiwamu from the band Blood. I'm familiar with Blood, so that makes sense why I hear about this band. Usually when there's somebody that is from a group that is pretty well known, at least well known enough, the group that they were previously in or the group they went to after is usually kind of in the spotlight to some degree. Croix Alcine. I know I'm saying that wrong. Yeah, nobody's got time. We're not going to learn how to say it the correct way. Just know that I know I'm saying it wrong. I put kinda yes, and this is what I put in the brackets. Meteor sounds familiar. They have a song called Meteor. At some point, I have found this band. I just don't remember them. I also put, I wonder if another visual K band remade this song or did a tribute version because the song felt so familiar. Now, there's a familiar. I've listened to this before. And then there's a familiar. I've heard this song a lot before. That's why I'm thinking I probably found this one specific song from them and played it a lot as a kid and just forgot it existed, because that's how familiar that song felt to me. We have 5 more bands to go. I'm so happy that I decided to make this into a 2-parter. Deloxia? I actually don't feel comfortable saying this incorrectly, but I did put in brackets kinda cheery old vibe, but I put no for this group. From what I listened to, I didn't really care for the music. When I put a blatant no, that means I don't like it. So I'm not going to come up with any excuses. Based on what I listened to from them, I did not care for the music. I've heard of them before. I just never really listened to their music, to my knowledge, because I forgot a lot from when I was a kid. Usually I like to put why I put no. There must have not been much to form an opinion on. Datura is the next group. I remember what they look like. The main character. I've been talking about anime so much. The main character. I was talking about Windbreaker like before this, and that's why I'm probably still in like anime mode. I just wanted to pull up a picture of Datura. I gotta remember correctly what my first impression was. The main vocalist of this band is hot. Either hot or fabulous. I gotta remember correctly what my first impression was. Not hot, I remember fabulous. I thought the vocalist of this band was really cool for some reason. I don't remember the specifics of why I thought the vocalist was cool. I know for the band, I put no. I did not really care for the music, and I put vocalist is hot. Oh, damn. I put vocalist is hot, so clearly. Vocalist is hot, but basic, and I don't like the voice. Ooh, damn. We're gonna move on. Hello, quick intermission here. Not that it really matters, but if I feel like a vocalist is hot, I will be able to look at pictures and be like, bam, there it is. He's so hot, blah, blah, blah. But this guy was giving off fabulous, which you could be fabulous and hot, but he was just giving off fabulous. So I was like, okay, Savette, what is going on? I went to go watch the PBs, and all I have to say is I am deprived and I need help. I almost kind of want to give this group a kinda. I was watching one PV and I was like, this song actually isn't that bad. But I don't know if I really feel that way or if I'm just being persuaded, which if you guys go watch the PVs, you'll see what I mean. But yeah, just a quick intermission because I was so confused. I was like, usually if I say somebody's hot, like I look at pictures and I'm like, yeah, there it is. But I guess I guess I needed to be persuaded. Next group is Gullet. Super yes. Of course I'm gonna put yes. I put in parentheses, I love the way they look. Rio is the vocalist, recognized him. The music is wonderful. I have listened to their music very briefly a long time ago, but I think I was just so fascinated with Nine Goats Blackout when they came out that I was like, I don't want to know nothing about Rio's past, future. I don't care about none of that. What about the present? What about what's being made right now? Which is funny because now all of Nine Goats Blackout's music's in the past. Anyways, that's a super yes. To add a little bit, I am going to look up a picture of Gullet because I think they're really cool looking as well. You know, of course I remember Rio, but like the aesthetic that Gullet had going on was just really awesome. I love that look. Simple but cool and just, oh, I love it. I think there was limited pictures of them as well. I had a hard time finding a whole bunch of pictures of Gullet because I was collecting pictures. I was like, oh my God, this is Rio's old group. I remember looking this up years ago. Now I actually care. Super yes. Next band is Gravity. Gravity, I'm familiar with them. I found one song by them and it was super great. I've been obsessed with the song since it came out. Hadn't listened to any of their other stuff. I did go and listen to some of their music and I liked it. It's not unique per se, but crisp voice, cute and playful. I'm just gonna agree with everything I said there. Last band is called Gone Me, that somebody recommended. They were like, oh, Gone Me deserved to shine, even though they only made a couple songs. Gone Me, I put kind of no. Not really my thing, interesting voice like the bass line. That's what I put for Gone Me. So whatever I listened to by them, here's a picture. It was definitely a kind of no. And I don't plan to go back and review them. And yeah, that's the end, guys. I'm actually not feeling well, so I'm about to hop off here. I feel like I'm gonna pass out, so